We are standing on the edge of something that humanity has not seen before. A new shift in technology that is going to change the way our organizations are structured and how we work together for the future. Now, I'm not talking about generative AI. We all know about ChatGPT. There are systems that will create your PowerPoint presentations or organize your day. Those are what we call personal productivity tools, and they're great and wonderful for each individual. But what I'm here to talk about today is enterprise AI and how businesses are going to change the way they work using huge amounts of data to become more productive and financially viable for the future. To give a little bit of context, most people here work in a traditional operating model. Whether you work for a grocery store chain or a bank or financial institution or retail, most of our businesses are able to only scale to a certain point because at that point, you need more people. So think about the example of a retail shop. In order to build a new shop, you need new people inside the shop. And so it limits our growth. But if we take, for example, a digital operating model, think about like an Airbnb or an Uber. These operating models are built on technology and can indefinitely scale without the need for people. So what we're talking about here today is how we can take our traditional operating model and scale it so we can make it more efficient like our digital businesses. Now, people talk about AI, but a lot of people don't know how it's actually being used in organizations. And it's really difficult to shape a project for you or your business if you don't really have any ideas of what it can do for you. So I'll share a few examples of some businesses that have used AI in really creative ways. So let's take, for example, a company here in Australia that manages the roads. Now, as you know, as you drive, there's lots of cameras watching you. Well, when you drive through a toll collection point and your little machine doesn't beep, at that point, a photograph is taken of your car. Now, it used to be that each and every photograph was looked at by a human being who had to manually go in and check the number plate and then find out who it belonged to and send them a bill. It was very labor intensive. This company has used AI to automatically match the number plates, which match into the car system, the license plate system, to get your address and to send you a bill. We don't need humans in the process anymore, except for when there's an exception, and they go in and then train the machines. Now, I'll share another example. Now, we don't have any lawyers in the room, do we? Okay. Now, lawyers are known to be a little bit of control freaks, but they kind of have to be because their job's on the line if they don't get it right. Now, what we're finding lawyers are doing with AI is actually using it almost like a personal assistant. So rather than reading 600 pages of discovery, they feed it into their AI system, who tag the data and classify the data, and it can even give them ideas on how to argue the case. Now, at the end of the day, the lawyer is still liable for the outcome, so it doesn't hand it over to AI, but it uses it as a co-pilot to be able to help them do their job more efficiently. Another example is in the healthcare space. Now, you might not know this, but we're actually a bit low on radiologists. There's just not enough coming through for the demand that we have for X-rays, MRIs, and CT scan reading. So what radiology clinics are doing now is putting AI in their systems to do an initial read of the scans. Now again, like the lawyer, the doctor still needs to come in and do a final check and make sure that what the AI suggested is correct and provide a recommendation on an intervention. However, it has sped up the process so quickly because AI is actually finding issues that doctors weren't seeing before. It's eliminating human error from the equation. So I'm going to introduce to you a model of how you can roll out enterprise AI initiatives across your organization. We're going to talk around strategy and planning, around our organizational design, around our data, technology, and then finally, around how we adopt and scale the technology. Now, you might be looking at it thinking, well, that's kind of how we roll out all of our projects. But when you're talking about an AI project, there are a lot of nuances, and that is what we're going to speak about today.